Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Brittany Tarwater. We are following tragedy this morning that's striking after those overnight snowstorms came through East Tennessee. A 7-year-old child is dead after a tree fell onto a home in Townsend. This happening near the entrance to Cades Cove Park along Highway 73 this morning. We spoke with some of the officers responding who tell us they got the call around 8 o'clock this morning of a tree falling on a home on Highway 73. Again, that's near the Cades Cove entrance, where a child was pronounced dead on the scene. A 7-year-old child killed when the tree fell onto this home in Townsend. We're told that it's a rental home and that the family was inside. The family, according to an investigator, is safe. They've been moved to a warm, undisclosed location after just such a horrific event happening this morning in Townsend when the child was killed. We do know, of course, after a wet, heavy, saturated snow, that there are several trees that are down, not just in Blount County or in Townsend specifically, but all across East Tennessee, where crews have been responding to some of these trees down. However, nothing like this, except for in Townsend, where this child unfortunately has been killed. Our Gwendolyn Dupree has been following this for us. We're going to check in with her. She is right now in Townsend.
Well, it certainly is a cold day here in Townsend, and not just the temperatures. It's the chilling details surrounding a 7-year-old's death that has people here devastated. We spoke with the public information officer here with Blount County Sheriff's Office, who tells us around 8 this morning, they got a 911 call to come out to a home where a tree fell on top of that rental home here along Highway 73 this morning. Inside that home was a 7-year-old child, they say, who had died from injuries from that tree. We're told everyone else inside of that home, they're safe this afternoon. We do know that they've been displaced somewhere warm at this hour. They're no longer here in the area. This is a very fresh scene you're looking at. Multiple crews, including the sheriff's office, rangers from the park, all out here assisting, clearing the roadways. At some point, we did see several other trees down on the road.
There are trees falling all over the county, but Townsend was hit particularly hard because we're right at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. There are a lot of trees. That was a kind of a wet, heavy snow, so trees are still falling right now. We're responding to trees down all over the county right now.
They do say the Townsend area is vulnerable in this wintry mix because you do have so many trees out here, and when you mix the moisture with the trees, sometimes you just get an unfortunate disaster like this one. They are investigating, though, to tell us the very latest on what's going on here. We'll bring you those details to the WVLT News app. Reporting now in Blount County, I'm Gwendolyn Dupree.
That's our Gwendolyn Dupree reporting from Townsend. We're also just now getting word while we were taking that hit with Gwendolyn that the child is a female, a young girl, the 7-year-old, who was killed when the tree fell onto the home where her family was staying overnight this morning. Officials getting that call around 8 o'clock, responding to the tree that fell down in the home. And as you heard Marion O'Brien with the Blount County Sheriff's Office saying that this snow was heavy, it was wet, the ground was saturated, especially as we had rain come through over the weekend. The ground was very wet. Lots of trees have been reported to come down in Blount County and in several counties across East Tennessee where officials are responding. But specifically, if you're not familiar with this area, Townsend just being right at the foothills, right where you're coming out of the Smokies, so very mountainous, where the tree did fall on a home in Townsend where a family was staying. We're learning that this child was a girl, a young girl, a 7-year-old, who was killed when the tree fell onto the home. The officials getting that call, like I just said, at 8 o'clock this morning, responding where the family is staying in a rental home. That family has been moved, and no one else in the family, we're told, has been hurt. They have been moved to a warm location, an undisclosed location, But of course, going through such tragedy after this 7-year-old young girl was killed when the tree fell onto the home in Townsend early this morning, as we got several inches of snow that fell in parts of East Tennessee. And you can see just by the picture here that we were just getting in Townsend that it was pretty significant snowfall in Townsend. We'll show you that again, where the crews have been responding. You see several different emergency responders coming to this location in Townsend, happening right along Highway 73, which is actually near the Cades Cove entrance. So if you're familiar there, then you know that is pretty mountainous to get there. Lots of trees in that area near Cades Cove. Just such a tragedy to cover this story after this snow fell in the middle of the night, where this 7-year-old young girl, we're just now learning, has been killed. The rest of the family, as Gwendolyn just reported, has been moved somewhere safe. No one else in the family has been reported hurt, but we will continue to follow this story and keep you updated as we learn details anymore that we're speaking with Blount County officials today. Gwendolyn is following this story. You can keep up with all of the updates right now in your WVLT News app on WVLT.tv. And then, of course, we will keep you covered on the air tonight, starting on WVLT News at 4 o'clock.